So TechCon, like any conference or seminar or expo you're going to go to, it's not necessarily what you find there, because you'll find nuggets at every conference you go to, every speaker you listen to, if you're actually listening and not just putting it on in background music. It's what you do with that information and actually implement. And that's why so many brokers, agents, speakers are willing to share what they are doing, because they know less than 2% of the audience is actually going to do it halfway to the extent that they are doing. Think of a ladder, right? A ladder's narrow, goes straight up, right? You can go really deep or really tall into one specific category, or you can lay that ladder sideways and check out a bunch of different things and go really surface level. The CRM is only as good as what you put in there. Everyone wants to know what the best CRM is. It's one that you actually use. We don't take listings to have listings. We take listings to sell them. Don't talk about here's what it could do. It's not about what it can do. It's about what you can do with it.
Hello, RWorld. Welcome back to another episode of RWorld Talk. We've got a real treat for you this morning because we have ornery Jonathan Lickstein, who's very tired from his flight back this morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Fresh off of a flight, couple days of little sleep, but a lot of education. And it's funny, some of this stuff is going to apply to what we're talking about today.
Okay, beautiful. Well, happy to have you back. Loving the new format that we've got. Today's episode is all going to be about the future of real estate tech, which is here right now. We're in the future. TechCon 2026, really fast approaching. So why don't we get into really sort of what people should be looking forward to as far as TechCon goes, and then let's talk about sort of what people could pull from TechCon, because it's incredibly popular. One of our best events that we have, always sold out. It's getting better and better every year. But I mean, as far as like top agents are concerned, what do you think top agents are doing differently? What can somebody pick up at TechCon that they already have in their repertoire that maybe they're just not using properly, that top agents are? I've got ideas of what's going on in my office, but I mean, you're a tech expert. So why don't we start with your ideas and sort of what you think people can grasp from this?
So TechCon, like any conference or seminar or expo you're going to go to, it's not necessarily what you find there, because you'll find nuggets at every conference you go to, every speaker you listen to, if you're actually listening and not just putting it on in background music. But it's what you do with that information and actually implement. So every conference, every speaker, every expo is an excuse to take something, but then it's on you to keep yourself accountable and go implement. And that's what top agents do better than anybody else. It's not that they have different tools. Everybody has access to the same stuff.
Right.
It's they do it a different way. And that's why so many brokers, agents, speakers are willing to share what they are doing, because they know less than 2% of the audience is actually going to do it halfway to the extent that they are doing. So they're sharing that experience, and you could have 100 people in the room and they're going to do it 100 different ways,
right?
Or 85 of them don't do anything, and then 15 different ways for the rest of them. But the big deal is you don't just sign up for a platform and see if it works for you. You have to really dive in and know your tools. You don't pull out a hammer if you've never used one before. You don't buy a toolkit if you don't know what to use the individual tools for.
Sure.
Tech's no different. It takes time to learn them and know how to use them the right way. You swing a hammer vertically with the heavy part. You don't swing it sideways and hope that it goes in the same way. Tech is no different. That's a cool correlation. I just came up with that. Fresh off no sleep.
If you don't know how to use a hammer, real estate is for you. No, I think you hit the nail on the head.
Look
there.
at what you did.
Yeah. Look what you did there. You talked about the subscription. A lot of people see something at TechCon and they're like, "Oh, that's a really cool tool," and then they start paying for it: $20 a month, $10 a month, $50 a month. God knows what it is. If you're not actually using it, you're not going to make your business any better. And I think your point on that, the top producer is always willing to share what system they're using. It's like catch me if you can, because they've got that system so streamlined and they're actually using it every single day. We had a training for our CRM not too long ago, and it was like, you must do these 15 clicks every single day. And if you don't get through those 15 clicks, don't even use the system, because you're not going to use it to your advantage. All of your, your metrics are going to be in red. You're going to bring down sort of the entire system the way that it should be used, because now you're going to have leads that are sitting in there because the system is trained to go and pull leads from different sources. Maybe you're, buying leads from a service. All of that stuff funnels into your CRM. And then you're not looking at the CRM, realizing that you've got buyers and sellers that are waiting there for you to contact them. It's crazy that people start spending these monthly subscription fees and not actually using the tools to their advantage.
Yeah, the agents, the most frustrating thing, and I'm sure you've heard this before, is, hey, that system just didn't work for me. And then you look at their logs and they hadn't logged in 9 months. They've sent 2 text messages, 3 emails, and haven't created a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the CRM is only as good as what you put in there. Everyone wants to know what the best CRM is. It's one that you actually used.
Right.
Not that you signed up for, it's that you use. So application's a big deal. And TechCon's a kind of a unique experience because agents in the audience will hear, agents and brokers alike, will hear how other people are leveraging in pragmatic situations technology. And at the very least, it should give them an idea. But how you implement for your workflow and how I implement for my workflow is going to be drastically different. So it's not necessarily changing your workflow for the tech that you hear about. It's identifying the technology that will replace steps within your own workflow. You don't change what you do. This isn't taking away or creating different avenues that you're not already working with. It's just simplifying steps along the way. So pick something out that matches a task that you do, a repetitive task. That's what you twist out. And it doesn't really take a long learning curve because you're teaching it to do what you do every day.
Right. Yeah, find some way to automate the stuff that you absolutely hate doing, because if you hate doing it, you're not going to do it. Like cold calling. I don't recommend automating cold calling because people are getting sued over that. But I think that okay, so I was talking to somebody just the other day, past president of ours, that's using AI to their advantage because there's a bunch of things in their business that they don't like to do. So they've deployed like AI agents to go and complete all these tasks. Like they turned an AI agent into a CMO. They turned an AI agent into an email filter that's like, what is that email? Is it called Fixer?
Fixer, yeah,
So
FYXCR.
they basically made their own fixer to go in and use Gmail to go and write all their drafts. And now their morning is a lot easier because they just go through the drafts and say, this looks good, this looks good. I don't know why you're replying to junk mail. Please stop doing that. And to basically training the AI agents to do a lot of the mundane daily tasks that they absolutely hate doing so they can focus on the relationship part of this business, which is the most important. And really the hardest thing for us to do is create those relationships. So now their texting is automated, their email is automated, their marketing is automated, the social media is being produced for them. So that way they've got 6 posts a week and all this type of stuff. I know that you must be using some of this stuff in your business.
Yeah. So I had the same conversation. I know
Okay.
what you're talking about. And I said, my response was quite blunt. And it was, welcome to the conversation. I've been telling you this for 2 years. I mean, you could create these agents in ChatGPT over the last couple of years, but it's become more popular, more talked about because it is easier to have in your hands now. You had to understand a little bit of the back workings of OpenAI to get the custom GPTs and agents working inside of ChatGPT. But now with Claude co-working, Claude coding, vibe coding.
Everybody's going to Claude now.
It's so easy. I switched.
Did you really?
I've been an avid ChatGPT person for years.
Yeah.
And what's really neat is it gives you steps to pull your identity and your persona and the history from chat and cross over. And it's almost like I didn't even skip a beat.
You were using chat before the news even said anything about artificial intelligence.
It's okay. There's a learning curve to it, but there was a benefit along the way as well. A big piece is understanding that don't pick Chat GPT because that's what you hear people using. Don't pick Gemini or Nano Banana because that's what you hear people using.
Nano Banana?
Yeah, Nano Banana.
I never heard about that.
It's the protocol within Gemini for image creation.
Okay. See, that's the one that I would start with, the Nano Banana.
I just wanted to
Just
check it
like
out
the
when
name.
they started with the name, right? But it's knowing the right tool for the right job. And Claude's great for certain things, but I do still go back to chat for certain things that it just puts together better. and image creation and video. I won't touch anything but Gemini.
I've had a
They're still
lot
the
of
best.
hiccups with ChatGPT where I like get to a point and I'm like, this is awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for. Turn this into a printable PDF. And then it freezes. Not that it freezes, it just keeps giving me the wrong.
More iterations.
Yeah. Well, if you could just answer 3 more questions, I'll be happy to print out the PDF. And I'm like literally screaming at the screen going, please stop asking questions. So you had just mentioned knowing, sort of which things that you should really be using versus stuff that really isn't going to help your business. Why don't we get into that a little bit more? Like, what types of tools do you think that our Realtor members or anybody that's in real estate should really be going deep on versus stuff that they should be completely ignoring? That's maybe it's something that you've already tried out and realized that it's just there's a lot of buzz behind it, but it's not a usable product, or maybe something that's not worth the money.
It really depends on the lens you're looking through.
Okay.
Again, it depends on the individual person, not necessarily what's popular and being used out there. I mean, everyone's using it for listing descriptions and writing social media posts. I don't use it for that. And I wouldn't go in there and try and do that because that's not part of my individual workflow.
Right.
It's adding an additional task. It's not taking away. Right. And that's the idea. It's identifying pieces that are repetitive you can take away and you can automate that. The types of things that I'm doing consistently, ChatGPT was a big prominent program for me, much more into Claude now. No real reason other than the logic and the manner of thinking lines up better for me.
Okay.
So that's not saying I'm no longer endorsing ChatGPT. I still am for many people. It's still the best intro language model for people to work with.
Okay.
Claude is more, once you have parameters, you have familiarity, it won't look like gibberish as you're working with it.
Right.
Especially as you get into Claude code. Some of the things I think people should be looking at are some of these chatbots, especially the out-of-the-box products for realtors. They are built with a knowledge base ready to go, tie into your CRM, tie into your IDX, tie into your website. And it's 3 really easy things to connect that we've done for years with IDX websites, just getting the data in there.
Okay.
And it runs from day one. When you start getting into customized knowledge bases and what you want it to specifically do, it's much, much more complicated. And I've done 3 different variations of testing with different methods, and it's a lot. It will definitely consume you. So great for out-of-the-box situations that have been done for the masses, right? Additionally, writing descriptions and just agentic responses within your email, that's great. I stopped paying Fixer, did the same thing with my email, created my own.
Yeah, that freaks me out. I feel like I shouldn't be giving AI access to my inbox. Like, I don't know what's in there that it may pull to use against me, or like personal information, or something that somebody's emailed me that I don't want to be out there on the web. How do you have any of those fears? Am I just like crazy and thinking like this?
So you're the perfect person for me to talk to about this because I convince people like you all the time. Number one, a third-party program like Fixer that is built for security, right? That's number one. When you create your own, you do need to think about that, where your data is stopping, where it's going, and what it can actually see. When you're using a system like Fixer, and there's a dozen of them, probably hundreds of them at this point, but Fixer being the really well-known name that's out there right now, it's a closed ecosystem. So what's in your box stays in your box. It doesn't go anywhere else. You're not improving a model. You're only improving the model of your own persona that it knows.
Okay.
It's not going back and looking at your historicals. It's from the day that you install going forward. And it stays within your box.
Okay.
It does not envision things or hallucinate and bring you random things. It's really, really good.
Okay.
And the features they've added, like your own custom instructions, so you can get it kickstarted from day one on who you are and your tonality that you can pull out of ChatGPT or Claude that you're already working with.
Oh yeah, Chat knows exactly how to talk like me.
Yeah.
And it knows how to talk like me when I'm mad, how to talk like me when I want to be very jovial, and how to talk like me when I want to be extremely professional.
Even if you want to be jovial, but you don't feel that way at the moment, right? But it really kickstarts you, and you would be blown away. I've installed it for 2 people in the last month that are not very tech-friendly individuals, and came back to me in the first week. Why is this thing drafting email responses? I don't know where to go or what my email is. Read it. Just check it out first.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, it eliminated 60% of her inbox Just 'cause you can knock it out really quickly.
I currently have, this is going to blow people's minds. I'm one of those people that always has to have like all the red dots have to be gone off of like my little app tiles and everything. And I work on a Mac. So there's always little red dots everywhere. And I have to clear them in order to move on because I've got like crazy OCD about that kind of stuff. Except for I completely gave up on my email inbox because I just didn't have the time to go back and remove all this stuff. I have 92,174 unread emails. And it gives me anxiety every single morning when I look at it. I'm just like, I panic. So maybe I need to just break off the handcuffs and let Fixer take care of that.
This is a great example, though. Your workflow, how you handle your inbox is different than I do. My inbox is my to-do list. If it doesn't require an action or I don't have to reply to it, it's gone. Archived, sorted, gone from my inbox.
Okay.
So like you, yes, my inbox gives me anxiety tremendously. Yeah. I'm hovering around 400 to-do emails right now. But if I didn't have a system like Fixer, I'd be closer to 1,000.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. Well, that makes me feel better. Staying on that same thread about AI, what do you think are some other things that we can employ that are going to save the regular agent or the broker time? I mean, you've got Fixer to take care of your email. We talked about chat. We talked about Claude and Gemini. Are there any tools that you think are going to be exciting to see at TechCon that are really going to change the game for us?
I don't know the companies that are going to be at TechCon, but I would be intrigued if I saw that list. There's no article or newsletter or event that comes out where I don't look every company up and just see what it is.
Yeah.
That's how you find crazy things. Following the NAR Reach program, over the last handful of years, every year the list comes out, I look and review and demo every product that gets endorsed. And I found some really, really neat tools through that.
Okay.
So that's pro tip number one. Check out the NAR Reach class, both the US, there's a Canada version and there's an Australia version. Don't sleep on the Australians, right? That's a new tool.
Well, there's a lot of brilliant minds that are going through that Reach program and really like super testing these tools to make sure, number one, that they work before we get behind them or invest in them. But number two, like make sure that it's actually going to fit our industry and that it's going to do something that's going to be a game changer.
Correct. And you're asking what things can agents do, or some nuggets on different apps and programs. I think that people heard about Gamma.app, the AI presentation creator, and they kind of fell asleep on it. I don't want to use this for my listing presentation. Okay, cool. You don't need to. You want that pretty listing presentation, that's fine. But think of other applications for it. And at this seminar I was just at over the last couple of days, one of the things they do is every listing, creating the individual client profile, the ultimate buyer for that property, and then utilizing AI and presentation creations to give that to a seller. Here's the types that we want to go after, and then use that for your marketing plan. So imagine you're going to a listing presentation, you have your standard marketing plan, your business plan for every listing of what you do, your value proposition. Right. But nobody's walking in there with, here's the type of buyer that's going to buy your house. Here's some data around who has bought in the area recently. A little bit of a different demographic target that you can use with the seller and then turn that around to create marketing materials, suggest where you should advertise that listing, where those clients are going to be, where those potential buyers live and interact and engage. That's one avenue.
You don't get paid till you get the damn buyer in the house.
Correct. We don't take listings to have listings. We take listings to sell them. So if that can give you that additional nugget, don't sleep on Gamma. It's not for the surface level things. You're seeing people get really, really granular into it. This one trainer who spoke over the last couple of days, she uses Gamma for preparation of showings and hands a folder to the buyers with the listing information, anything relating to what she found out with the community and compensation, but creates a community profile about that listing, the neighborhood, the amenities, the walkability, all that kind of stuff. All right. Tacks it onto the back with Gamma. And it take like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I went to a class and they were using, going into chat and basically building out the prompt and then taking the prompt and putting it into Gamma. So that way, because Gamma wasn't...
it does better when you work that way. I agree.
At the time, it wasn't really processing through its own system what it wanted. But if you gave it the perfect prompt, it gave you the perfect presentation. That was the same thing. Was it Sora or Sora the video one?
Sora's the video one. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't Sora. It was definitely Gamma. But yeah, building it out in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT knows exactly what Gamma wants.
Correct.
So it gives you the exact language, and then you just pop that in. So you've got to have a couple tabs open, but I mean the workflow takes 2 seconds and it's done, and you've got a beautiful presentation.
Correct. And for those of you listening to this, I hope you're not just jotting down the name of the programs, putting that note into your cup holder because you're in the car, or into your notes app on your phone. You need to actually look these things up and look at live demos. Be the inquiring mind. Take the program, instead of going to their website, go to YouTube. See how people are leveraging that app inside of the real estate profession, but also outside. Some of the best ideas and applications have come from different industries and different professions and how they're using it. And then you twist it and you apply it to your workflows.
It's amazing the amount of help that you could find on any tech tool just by doing a search and picking a YouTube video and watch. Somebody will literally teach you how to do it step by step.
YouTube University.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. YouTube University.
One of my best historic performing YouTube videos was literally walking line by line through writing a contract. And this is 10, 12 years ago, right? YouTube was still big back then, but everyone is looking for that education, that walkthrough. So use that to your advantage on technology tools, but don't sleep on YouTube.
Yeah.
Put some instructional videos. Buyers want to know everything about the process. I mean, don't forget old technology just because there's something shiny and new in front of you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, people go down rabbit holes with ChatGPT all the time, and it's like, why are you spending so much time in there? Like, you haven't found what you're looking for yet? Like,
it's normally a one prompt, get out, move on, you know?
Let's talk about, we've touched on TechCon, but we're actually going to have at TechCon, obviously we've got people that are up on stage, they're pitching their tools, doing live demos, things like that. But let's talk about the Tech Expo. Live demos obviously are going to give you way more information than if you just go and do a read on whatever that tech site is that's going to say, we're all great and, our product is the best. But like actually seeing what it could do live from a stage, or talking to somebody who's at the Tech Expo, they've all got their laptops there and they'll run you through demos of the product one-on-one to make sure that you really understand. Obviously, there's going to be lots of discounts if you sign up for a product or tool right there. But sort of what do you think about seeing stuff in action right there at TechCon? How valuable do you think that is for the Realtor member that's really looking to really scale their business and start jumping into tech and using it?
It's the best way to do it. I mean, you can read about it. We can talk in concept all you want. But in the end, if you're just talking concept with someone who's not familiar with the product, it's in one ear, out the other. If these vendors are worth their weight, which they're paying to be there, I hope they're good. They are looking for the top 3 items of what you can use my platform for in your business.
Right.
And let them show you. Nobody knows their product better than the people that are selling it and building it. So let them tell you, here's what people are using our product for, and then see it in action. Don't talk about here's what it could do. It's not about what it can do. It's about what you can do with it. So look at those products that are really happening in real time in front of you. Ask them questions. If I use this CRM or this website, how does this tie in? Or do you tie it in for me? That's the big one, right? It works,
right?
But to connect everything and make it work, sometimes that falls on the agent. So ask those questions. Do you help me put it in, or do I have to do it myself?
So I know that you're inquisitive and I know that you do this, but I'm just going to ask you the question anyways for people, because I think this is something valuable that they need to know. A lot of times people are just going to walk up to that booth and they're going to watch the demo and they're out the door thinking that they know everything about the product. Should you be challenging those people? Like you just said, are you going to be able to do this for me? Can I just send you my database and you do the import? Can you sort of set up my whole ecosystem? Is it worth challenging those people to get some extras out of them or get them to do the work on your behalf?
Well, number one, it's always worth challenging because you'll always get a better deal when you challenge things.
Yep.
But number two, I like to ask questions. This is probably a little bit standoffish or rude of me to act this way at expos, but I ask questions until they don't know the answer to one. Mainly they're getting all the same questions over and over, and until they get one they don't know the answer to, it's not a common question that they're getting. And that's where I'm getting more information than I would by watching a video, et cetera. I'm trying to hone in on exactly what they don't want to talk about, right? When they don't know the answer to something, it's because they're kind of sweeping it under the rug.
Right.
They don't really want that to come up. So that's one piece. And you need to treat it like you're on a Zoom webinar with somebody demoing it for you. While they're walking you through it, you're not going to sit there because you're waiting to go to the next table.
Right.
You're going to keep asking about what's in front of you. Don't just stand there and listen. They don't know what you do in your business. You need to ask questions about where you're intending to use it in your business until they get to the point where they can't answer. Because that's surface level what everybody is doing.
Right.
When you ask a question they don't know, it's either the problem in the product or something that other people aren't using it for, and that's what makes it unique and powerful.
Okay. And challenge to all you guys that are listening, TechCon is going to be coming up in May. My challenge to you would be start now coming up with a list of things that you could use in your business, maybe challenges that you have, something that you don't want to touch anymore because it's not making you any money, number one, or it's something that you really just don't like to do. There's going to be a ton of people there that are going to help you automate your business, help you employ technology in your business that is going to take all these mundane tasks off your hands. But you're not going to know what to ask for on the spot because you're going to be watching all these incredible presentations and going through live demos, which certainly may spark something in you that you say, oh, okay, that's a tool that I could really use. I hadn't thought about that before. But think now over the next few weeks, what pain points you have on a daily basis. And then when you go to TechCon, you know who to spend time talking to because there's going to be vendors there that are going to be able to take that stuff off your hands, automate it for you. It could be for $5 a month. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to know already when you're going into something like that, what it is that you're shopping for.
Yeah, what you're looking to replace.
Right.
And I usually spend more time in the expos than I do listening to speakers on stage.
Okay.
Because like I said before,
the one-on-one.
Speakers will talk in concept.
Yeah.
But you walk away and you're just as confused, if not more, than when you walked in.
Yeah.
The expo is a really big part of that, getting your hands on technology. And I'm not talking about a drone or a camera. Yes, we can see those and feel it and see it and really know what it's going to be the experience with using it.
Yeah.
But when you get into things that are on the computer, hosted online, web platforms, mobile platforms, you need it in your hand. You really need to see how it's going to work for your flow.
Yeah, we saw some incredible, last year there was some incredible presentations from the stage that really blew me away. And I had my notes out, using my phone notes app to take down all of these different tools because it was so cool what I was watching. And then when I got home or got to the office and I started pulling up all these tools, I'm like, that was really cool, but I have no idea how to use this. And I never thought to go to YouTube and say, how do I employ Mary or whatever, Alice or
What are
whoever that woman was.
What are realtors using
the
this
AI
program for?
Yeah.
And the stuff you'll get from people across the country, across the world is incredible. One thing, pro tip number 2, there are AI recorders that will transcribe things 6 ways till Sunday, Claude, Pocket, etc.
I got the plot. I didn't like it.
I didn't either.
It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And I used it to record a phone call and it came out so scratchy I couldn't hear what was going on with the phone.
So I use Pocket for the phone conversations. That one's it's same thing, attaches to the back of your phone, but that's not what I was going to give the nugget on.
Okay.
The nugget was on, I hate those additional devices where you have to magnetize it to the back of your phone and, it came off of my pocket. I dropped it in the street. I left it in my car. So there's one built in for your phone that works really well for in-person conversations called Granola. Like, yes, like the breakfast.
Yeah.
Or the topper, whatever you want to call that. But Granola is really good for in-person conversations. And when you go back to the transcription, you can identify who speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3 were in a 3-person conversation.
Really?
And it's recognizing their voice and comparing it to their other comments. So you know if we're sitting in this room and there's 3 people, I know what Chris said, what I said, what the other person said in that entire transcription of conversation. And then I can query the conversation of, hey, Chris mentioned something about gamma. What did he say in that conversation? And it will give me the synopsis of what you stated because I've attributed your voice to being you. So that's a really good in-person conference one, is you'll get everything from the stage. You'll also get the side conversation if somebody bothers you next to you. Okay. But same thing, take it with you to the expo tables and keep it recording so you can refer back to it or query questions of, they mentioned something about SOC2 security. What is that? And you can take that conversation and then leverage that into a language model to get more information about what was talked about.
So Lickstein's got granola in his pocket. So make sure that you don't try to say, no, I didn't say that, because he's going to pull out his phone and say, oh, yes, you did.
You do have to turn it on. It's not always listening. Not like Siri, and then the sweater you mentioned earlier is on your screen.
Let's talk about Marki. She is our keynote speaker. I have seen her several times, most recently She was on the stage at NAR in DC, and she's incredible. Knows a lot about marketing, social media, and really how to effectively build relationships within your sphere and build relationships with your customers. You've heard her speak before several times, I'm sure. What do you think? What's your take, and how excited are you to hear her on TechCon stage?
So, pet peeve, I hate listening to tech enthusiasts that have never been in our shoes. So they say how you should use it, how it should go for you, but they haven't gone through the struggles that realtors and brokers have every single day.
They're just tech people.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they haven't had to open up a combo lockbox while 3 buyers are standing there speaking a different language, standing behind you, and you can't get into the house, sweating, your shirt's out of your pants, and your shoe just got stepped in mud. They haven't been through those struggles to know what we really need. They talk about what they think we need.
Right.
Marki's a practitioner.
Yeah.
She's a broker. She has designations. She's an avid member of NAR and of the organized real estate structure.
She's a 5-time RPAC Hall of Fame inductee member.
That says it right there.
She put her money where her mouth is.
She walks the walk, she talks the talk, and she combines all of that to bring a really nice perspective for practitioners in the business. So it's somebody good to listen to, and especially ask questions.
Yeah.
Same thing. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask questions if there's time for that. But she's a very relationship-focused person, as you had mentioned. It's not necessarily about being the person with the shiny new toys, but more so how can you take that individual step in your own workflow and make it easier, get you into more conversations with people, less into working with administrivia and technology products, but taking the technology products to put you in front of people again.
Did you say administrivia?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's a fancy word.
Yeah, I like that one.
I've never heard that before. Is that a
I'm
real
not
word?
sure it's a real word, but I've heard people say it and I use it, and we're going to Google it. We're going to ChatGPT it.
You know what? I knew exactly what you meant. I've never heard the word before, but I knew exactly what you were talking about. Marki's really big on making sure that technology is actually going to help grow your business, not complicated. She'll tell you, if you're not going to use the tool, get rid of it. Stop the subscription. It's not working out for you. Pick something different. Pick something that's going to excite you, or something that you're going to, if you know that you're going to use, you're going to start using it on a daily basis. Usually people walk in not knowing what to expect from her. She's flashy as all hell. So she's a very interesting person just when you look at her bio at face value. But then you get in and you've got people who are walking away from that conversation going, holy cow, that just blew me away. Now they've when you hear a speaker that actually changes your perspective on the way that you operate your business, the way that you do business, they're giving you those nuggets that we always talk about. So you end up leaving that room, and I hear people walking the halls, 3 days after we're still at the conference, and people are talking to each other about, well, Marki said this and Marki said that. So I'm excited to hear from her again. Obviously, a lot of things have changed in our industry. A lot of things have changed with tech. AI advancements have been we're starting to hit that singularity, which not starting to hit. I think we're pretty much there, and AI is just starting to rocket through the roof. I'm excited to hear what kind of perspective she's going to have this time around, knowing what she now knows and knowing that she's the person who's using those tools on a daily basis.
What I think is really funny is new flashy evolutions of AI are distracting people from the base functions and use of AI. Getting away from, as we mentioned before, the listing descriptions and the social media captions and creating a content calendar. People are now trying to go even further in when they haven't really gotten that down, and looking at Claude co-working and vibe coding and things like that. Look what I can throw up, a website I can throw up there in 12 minutes. It's incredible. Yeah, but you're not really using it to replace things. You're just playing with new toys and not implementing that into your workflow. So you're not benefiting from it.
Right.
You think you're getting this additional knowledge, but you're scratching the surface. I love to make this correlation. Think of a ladder, right? A ladder's narrow, goes straight up. Right? You can go really deep or really tall into one specific category, or you can lay that ladder sideways and check out a bunch of different things and go really surface level. So do you want to go deep and benefit from one specific thing that could impact you, or do you want to spread it all around and be surface level and not really get deep enough into something to make an impact or get to another level? See what I did there?
I see what you did.
Yeah.
He's always got the dad jokes.
Well, that's kind of the point, is figure out what's going to work for you, not what other people will tell you that works. And Marki will give you that nice little assessment process to look into yourself, reflect into your own business, and see where the gaps are for you to fill, instead of finding something to stick somewhere.
So our YPN Elite members are going to get a discount for TechCon, which is really cool. And you don't have to be a young professional to be in YPN.
Love a good deal, Chris. Love a good deal.
Yeah, I've gone into some YPN rooms and it looked like the OPN. So anybody's welcome to join YPN Elite. I'll just tell you that. It will get you a discount into TechCon registration, open to all RWorld members and guests, and the agents who attend and implement what they find out. Obviously, those are the ones that are going to end up pulling ahead. But as far as like closing questions, or a good closing question for you, what is one tool that you think you have been sleeping on? That you would like to take some time to actually commit to diving into, not just look at surface level. I'm talking about what's one, because I know that you look at 10 billion different tech pieces in the course of a year. What is something that you feel is ready to go that you can really jump into?
Marketing automation is something that I've kind of left to the side because videos haven't been great. The graphic creation or the simulation of video creation hasn't been great. I'm currently testing in a sandbox a startup company about marketing material generation.
Okay.
What I mean,
Are we talking social, or are we talking newsletters or print, or what kind of marketing?
we're talking video for social, video for your website,
Okay.
customizable videos for consumers, all created without doing anything. So it is a custom script essentially that is reading MLS data. When you have a new listing come in, it creates a flyer, automated post to your social media, a reel, a voiceover with your voice, can do a avatar with your face, creating all of that based on the settings that you've created. So set it once and then it populates from your listings that are coming through and just creates great content. You've seen some of these videographers creating the words dropping, the house dropping out from the sky and landing on the foundation.
I've seen a couple parody videos about because everybody's doing that.
Right.
Those
It's
videos.
the trend, but guess what? That's what's getting people's attention. And
It is. They're beautiful videos.
And that's what you're spending money on. It's getting people's attention, getting engagement through social channels and starting conversations. It's just another method of doing so.
So let me ask you this, because I know that you're going to know the answer. When it comes to the algorithms, social media algorithms, Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, all that kind of stuff, I know that similar to like SEO with Google and things like that, they want original content with a human and, you know, something that's like not already out there on the internet. Are they able to, sometimes you see a Facebook, a video on Facebook or a post on Facebook, and there's that little tag on the bottom where it says AI generated content. Are they giving less bandwidth to the AI generated content? I mean, if you've got this virtual machine that's creating all this listing content for you, is that going to be buried, or is it actually going to show up on people's feeds?
So I'm not an attorney, but I did sleep at a Holiday Inn adjacent hotel last night.
Is it the one that does the big pours of white wine that's been going around the internet like crazy?
No, but that sounds fantastic. So it depends, right? This is the attorney response for you. The ones that have that AI tag on the bottom, those were created leveraging Meta's AI. So using their scripting or their prompting within Meta to take something you upload, tweak it, and then post it.
Okay.
That's where that's being designated.
Gotcha.
When we first started leveraging things like ChatGPT and Gemini to create social posts, the algorithm Meta, they weren't set up to detect whether it was AI or not.
Okay.
And now they can. So things that are clearly identified as AI, not the Meta ones, those are actually held up higher because it's their original created content from within their platform.
Interesting.
That's like the new Facebook Live, where Facebook Live's deprecated now too. But if you take captions and you drop it straight in, it will recognize that it's AI and it will deprecate the display of that to your own friends. So if you're going to take those captions, you do still need to take that human element, read the caption, change a few things, not a period, a punctuation, or a hash.
Right.
It's literally read the sentence and make it make sense for you. You're the human, right? And that's where you'll take away more of the applicability score in AI in there, and you'll get rid of some of that deprecation and get you back to human levels. So that was a unique question, Chris. Not a lot of people ask that question or even notice it.
Well, I'm always thinking about like, where's this thing going with the algorithm? Is it going to go forward? Is it not? And you know, it's one thing that's funny. you get some things and it's like, oh, I put this together. I'm like, no, you didn't. ChatGPT did it. Oh, how did you know? Because you didn't remove the M dashes.
There's always those indicators. We used to
There's
have,
always-
I hope this finds you well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now you have the double dashes.
Well, back in the day when ChatGPT first came out, or OpenAI, I don't know if it was always called ChatGPT, but if you copied and pasted something out of there, it always had this gray background to the text.
Yep.
And then you had to go and reformat in order to remove the gray background to make it look like something normal that you were sending somebody. But yeah, interesting
Control
points.
Shift Paste, so you don't inherit the formatting. Control Shift Paste.
Is that what it is?
Control
Does that work
Shift
on a Mac?
V. Yes, it's Command Shift V on yours.
Okay, Command Shift V. Now I got it. Well, I think that's all we've got on TechCon. Any last thoughts?
Don't glaze over things that have been around just because there's something new and flashy. Gamma's been around for a while, and that was almost my one tool that I've been sleeping on because I haven't used it to its full potential and how quickly it can integrate and throw things together in a really positive way. We know when something's a Gamma presentation, but the consumers don't because they don't see it as often as we do.
Right.
So just don't sleep on what's already there thinking that you're fatigued on it because the consumer, it's brand new to them.
Yeah, and you know what? You could be somebody in that marketplace. You could be the only person in that marketplace that's making a presentation like that, and you're going to completely blow the seller's mind when somebody else comes in with the basic toolkit CMA.
Yep.
And now you've got this beautiful, rich content, imagery, and bright colors and things that make people happy and excited.
It's all differentiating yourself compared to your competitors in your marketplace.
There you go.
If this is that one magic bullet, this is that one magic bullet.
Lots of nuggies here today. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Hope that you all sign up for TechCon. There is always something new and fantastic that we are going to bring to the table. Make sure you hit up that expo and make sure you're challenging yourself and make sure you're challenging those vendors in order to get out of them exactly what it is that you need. Get your questions answered. And we will see you guys all at TechCon 2026.